offensively last year. And because of a lack of a kicking game, we did not make the playoffs.
3 specific games were lost at the foot of kickers.
Right. And in addition to that, let's keep in mind something Chris Boswell did last year that was uncharacteristic. He was missing extra points.
Correct.
Okay.
And look, to be fair to Boswell, he got injured, came back off an injury, and then he got the yips.
Right.
You know, the yips. You know what the yips are, Kiki? Because you don't be keeping up with the stuff I be saying. You be dozing off over there.
Kiki is producing our show today for the listeners.
I'm just trying to make sure she understands the yips. If you get the yips, you can't, you know, like Alvarez couldn't throw the ball from third to first base, or, you know, you just get in your head that there's something you can't do.
You know,
it's just, for whatever reason.
You know how
so
you get the yips.
Well,
I mean, you have a lot of money on the table, and it's hard for you to count all that money. You start to get the yips.
I did not say what my son told me. But
Go ahead, share.
No. Go ahead.
Well, don't bring it up.
Is it women related?
On that level.
Okay, I kind of you were going down that road. And that's understandable too.
But that shouldn't give you the yips.
Yeah, well,
that should take care of the yips.
It can make you weak. It can make you weak.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all, you two guys, a question. Shane Tomlin gets this team all the way to the playoffs.
Right.
And then they lose the AFC Championship game. Would you still say he's a good coach?
He's definitely a good coach, and I'm glad you brought that up because we need to talk about this contract extension. And you know, normally the Steelers do every 2 years with their coaches, and if I'm not mistaken, he has a 4-year deal, so he's going into his 3rd year. So it's time for him to renew his contract. I think personally it's a done deal. Just how Ben Roethlisberger was a no-brainer. I do not, given everything that the Steelers went through last year, all the drama, getting rid of AB, Antonio Brown, getting rid of Bell, there's no way in the world they could leave Mike Tomlin hanging out there. Now, and I say that too, if you take a look over with the purple and ugly, whatever they call it, in Baltimore, and you talk about John Harbaugh did not make the playoffs 3 years in a row before last year. It might have even been 4. I would have to look it up. And he received a real good contract.
About $1 zillion.
A real good contract. And keep in mind, a lot of people don't realize, the Steelers, you mentioned AFC Championship. They were just in the AFC Championship and lost to New England about 3 years ago. So I do think, again, they will extend him. And I do think that he's one of the top 3 coaches in the league.
And other coaches will attest to that, and certainly players will attest to it, and certainly some of his players. It's been suggested numerous times, if Coach Tomlin gets fired at 12 o'clock noon, 12:30 he'll be signing a new contract. And that's not hyperbole. That's because he has one of the best records in football, given his tenure. It's because he is a no-nonsense, matter-of-fact guy. That needs to be separated from mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. All coaches make mistakes, miscalculations. Now, the fewer you make, the better, and the better your chances are. But you miscue, you miscall. They brought in, help me with the name of the former Pitt player that they brought in to sit in the booth to help Tomlin with his challenges and what have you. The former Pitt player's name escapes me right now. But yeah, he might need some help here and there. And sometimes you have to delegate a little bit more. Sometimes you have to offer it up. And Miss Miriam, you want to get in on this? Because you over there, you can get in. I think if she keyed up, no, you got to go here. But no, we'll take, because this is Kevin's wife, Miriam, who, you know, not your everyday lady. Key. And let me bring her in by saying that she doesn't know, and Kev doesn't know, that on August 10th, when we have the Celebrating Women Awards, she'll be one of the awardees. So she didn't know until just now.
Breaking news.
That's all. And so this is not.
And what's the reason for that, Bill? I mean,
well, it recognizes and honors women for their contribution to the community, Western Pennsylvania at large, the things they do, the things they've done, the things they do to help make Pittsburgh someplace special, as well as Allegheny County. Clearly, Ms. Marion, who has been a police officer with the Board of Education for
25 years.
25 years. Is some serious, that's a long time to put up with the stuff you had to put up with, I'm sure. And now, that's not just the kids. I mean, you've had to put up with some of the stuff that ain't kids with the Board of Education. We won't go there. But anyway, yeah, we will be happy to recognize and honor you August 10th at the Celebrating Women Awards. But you sound like you got some Steeler stuff going on in your head. What?
Well, I appreciate you all giving me this opportunity to chime in, and I think the point my husband was hitting on when you were asking him about positions, and he was focusing on the coaches. A lot of people don't consider coaches as position players, but they most certainly are. And that's the point that Kevin, my husband, was driving home to Mr. Older Kevin here. Older Kevin here. But
I don't know, we're going to have to pull out some driver's license.
That's quite all right. But 100%, I think Tomlin is a phenomenal coach. And you hit the nail on the head when you said about delegating. When you have a phenomenal leader, no matter what the organization or what the enterprise is, when they delegate properly, you will have much success.
Well, that's my wife. Yeah, I understand. And I'm glad you said that too, Kim, because to older Kim, I just had a thought listening to her come on real strong like that. But you know what I bet, Kim? I bet there ain't no trouble with your house.
No.
I'm just thinking, a police officer for 25 years, I bet you don't have no trouble at your house, because you fool around. I ain't trying to endorse no violence. I'm just saying, when Miss Miriam say it's time to go, it's time to go. So just get your hat, your coat, let's go.
We basically just celebrated our 11th anniversary of marriage.
Beautiful.
On July 12th. But no, she's very sportsly inclined, and she was also an athlete herself. Graduated from Penn Hills High School.
Of course.
She ran track, and now she played the second base at our church league. So hey, I mean,
well,
nice.
And that's all great. The point I was making though is she can see what she's aiming at. You can't. So I'm just saying, all right, let that go, man. But look,
you said that.
I'm sorry, that was my fault. Look, I do think. You gave me the stick out again. I do think Tomlin's got to clean up some stuff, though. I think it's a relevant point. And your point is well taken too. The kicking killed us. In hindsight, those 3 particular games that he was off, it would have propelled us to the playoffs. Now, but never a losing season. A matter of fact guy. I think the world knows. But I just want to put this out there before we go to break. Let's not forget some of these people calling for Tomlin's hat, if you will, or of the Trump persuasion. Some of this is race related. There's some people in Western Pennsylvania that didn't want this black coach, because we call it straight on Soul Take Champions Live.
Right.
And there's people in this area that didn't want a black coach. Still don't want a black coach, and the moment they have a chance to jump on him, they will, no matter how insignificant their position. But I want to see coach, because he makes me a little upset on occasion too. But that being said, you can't replace him.
So, Kevin, what is your take? I mean, you raised a question as well regarding the AFC Championship game, and what type of coach do we feel Mike Tomlin is? And if he gets to the AFC Championship game, what would that do?
I basically think that he will get there this year because there's no distractions now. So he's starting off fresh, like I always said. You starting off fresh as a coach, you have no distractions. The team already told you, the players within, the captains already said, we're going to handle our situations within the locker room. We don't need the staff on the outside to come in, administrators coming in. So with him doing that and orchestrating that and starting that as of next July 25th when they go to camp, they come out, he put everything in order, talk to his coaches. I do believe they're going to go to the AFC, and why I say that so strongly, because when they get there, and they go to the Super Bowl, he'll pass Bill Cowher's record.
Okay, so before training camp, should he get a contract extension?
I wouldn't worry about that right now.
You wouldn't worry.
I wouldn't worry about that right now.
You would have him go into the season without a new contract.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's 2-1 then. Because Bill, you believe he should get a contract extension before training camp, right?
I do, but I also know the Steeler way.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the Steeler way is you question it. But yeah, I mean, I would rather than not. I would rather than not.
And then Kevin, you mentioned distractions. I believe if he does not get a contract extension going into training camp or before the season starts, I think that would be a big distraction.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so because I know he's been here for 13 years. He done been through players' contracts issues.
Not for him.
But for himself.
For the team.
For the team, it won't be no distraction.
I think it'll be a cloud over the Pittsburgh Steelers saying, we don't even know if our coach is going to be here long term.
No. They don't go into the mindset like that because they already know the front office is going to handle that. See, that's what you do not want.
Okay. Well, we didn't do very good when Le'Veon Bell was in limbo. And let me just throw that out there.
Well,
I'm just
he never showed up to training
camp.
Never showed up the year they offered him his money. He never showed up. He like looked at the Steelers and said, "Thank you. We don't need you no more." But when them the guys that feed you, man.
Okay.
That started your career when you came out of Michigan.
So we're running out of time for segment 2.
So Cam just woke up.
Yeah.
In the segment 2, Cam just woke up.
We're gonna pick up training camp again. Pittsburgh Steelers in segment 3. We're also going to talk about some other teams like Cleveland, the Raiders, and some other teams also, Dallas. So we'll talk about it on the other end.
You can pick up whenever you're ready.
That's the end of segment 2. We got one more segment.
Time out.
Mm-hmm.
You still stuck on Bell and Brown.
Oh, we got a saying.
Yeah.
We got a saying called "Save it for the show."
Save it for the show.
So when we come back, you
Save
can
it for the
show. Because I was going to tell you, baby. Save it for the show.
We don't want the good stuff to be when the radio's off.
Whenever you're ready.
So, Take Champions Live, I am Kevin Cameron, sitting here talking NFL training camp, Pittsburgh Steelers, all that kind of good stuff. My co-host, Bill Neal, special guest, Kevin Parker. I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time because I guess I just got Kevin fired up.
No, you didn't get me fired up. It's just the fact that I see that you keep asking me about, you're mentioning Brown and Bell. Those are past tense in the Steelers nation.
Well, they're going to be asked about Brown and Bell all year.
Nothing they can do about it.
Well, again,
they're not in our roster. They're not in our locker room. They're gone.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer that the Steelers couldn't provide last year. And see, this is what I'm talking about. That's the way they should have handled it last year. He is not here. That's all I can say. We can only play with the players we have in this locker room, and that's it. And if I'm the reporter in the locker room, I'm gonna get tired of asking that question, and I'm gonna stop asking that question.
Yeah, with all due respect, Brown, Bell is gone.
Right.
They no longer exist in this locker room. We're going in the 1920 season.
Okay, but my point was getting rid of distractions for 2019. I do believe if Mike Tomlin does not get a contract, it will be a distraction for the football team.
Well, that being said, let's hope that Tomlin gets the contract before the season starts, and let's hope this too. I'm kind of visualizing Denzel in the locker room with the Titans. Denzel Washington, man.
You need to elaborate.
No, not when you say Denzel. I don't know that anybody that heard Denzel don't know
that names wrong on this show.
No. Michael, Denzel, Cher, there's certain names. Beyonce, you ain't gotta have no last name. But look, let's hope he has a remember the Titan moment and pulls them boys in his locker room and it becomes law. There'll be no conversation about Bell. There'll be no conversation about Brown. We are moving forward as KP here offers, and those cats are gone. And everything is about, if a media person asks you about it, next question. No comment. That's what that team needs to get unified about their focus, what their direction is, and them Caps are not part of it. And that's what I think is very important, not to let any of that hang over.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
And Tomlin has to set that tone.
And to piggyback off of that, Bill, I do believe that he's going to set the record straight with that moving forward, 1920 season. This is no longer a Bell Brown locker room.
Well, actually, Kev, you know what?
But I don't want you two
I don't
up
think
there.
he's going to say another word about it.
Because I want to move on to some other teams here. Let's talk Cleveland Browns with all the hype around the Cleveland Browns. You know they're supposed to win the division. You know they're supposed to be the AFC representative for the Super Bowl. This is what I'm hearing. So, I mean, we're talking Baker Mayfield. We're talking Odell Beckham Jr. We're talking the suspended Kareem Hunt in the backfield. We're talking a defense with Myles Garrett, and they just picked up a lot of other players. That defense is supposed to be real strong. However, they have a first-year coach, right, fellas? They have a first-year coach.
You may not believe this. I was in Eaton Park this afternoon. Ironically, that you would bring up Mayfield, and there was a dude at the counter with a Mayfield Cleveland Browns shirt, and not one of them toy shirts. You could look at him and look at it and tell he dropped $50 on this shirt. And I stopped him. And I looked at him.
75.
He turned
At least.
He turned and looked at me and said, "Oh, is it a Cleveland thing?" Because I had on the Pirate thing. I said, "Dude, takes a lot of stones to wear that Mayfield shirt anywhere in Pittsburgh." They've got work to do. And I only offer that you go back to the Lakers when they pulled in the glove and the mailman, and I forget the other two components, to try to win a championship on their last hurrah. You can't throw all this talent together and expect it to blend overnight. It takes time. There's going to be some jealousy. There's going to be some issues. There's going to be some, who does he think he is? You know, there's going to be some Mayfield already ticking some people off about how they practice and train. So Cleveland's not. I'm just offering. Cleveland's not going to be what people think they're going to be the first year out.
You have Jarvis Landry. You have Baker Mayfield. You have Odell Beckham Jr. They're boys. It's not like they don't know each other. So and they worked out together.
That's 3 out of 50 guys, Kev.
Well,
there's a whole lot more guys on that team.
They're core pieces to an offense.
Well, you know, there used to be a core relationship between Ben and Brown, didn't there? So things can happen. You know, Mayfield.
I'm not a Browns believer.
Yeah, Mayfield ticked off a couple of receivers because they weren't working hard. When that kind of stuff starts popping off, things change. Look, Lord knows nobody in this room wants Cleveland to be a winner, but I'm just offering logistically. I just don't see them becoming the division winners that some people predict.
Well, basically, I hear you two guys going back and forth about it, but what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing about Cleveland this year, we better watch out. Because
they got some talent.
No. They're gelling their talent together, which this is going on their second season. They almost got there last year, but they fell short. But them guys and that young coach got them guys together, all 52 of them.
You're saying playoff-wise, they almost got there last year.
Yeah. Getting to this season, 1920, in our division, Cleveland ain't going to be like the last.
No way.
So when we go play them twice, we better be ready to buck up for 60 minutes.
I agree
and Cleveland is not to be reckoned with this year.
Well, that's always true. Even when their team is terrible, we can't seem to beat them. So that goes without saying.
Hold on, Bill. That's not fact.
Well, I mean, we always have struggled losing games at Cleveland or Cincinnati.
But without looking it up, we're probably 18-2 over the last 20 games against Cleveland.
Well, the 2 games we had no business losing. Look. But Kevin, if I remember correctly, you lived in Cleveland for a while. You got a Cleveland shirt on underneath that Steelers shirt? No, okay, I'm not there.
No, I ain't never lived in Cleveland. I'm just saying what I learned and what I'm watching on the NFL Network and what I'm seeing develop. Because everybody, they thought, for the last 6-7 years, Cleveland wasn't gonna do nothing.
I think the Ravens are still public enemy number 1.
What about Cincinnati?
They lose pieces and replace pieces a little bit like New England does. When you think they're down and out, they're not. So I think Baltimore, if they get the young quarterback to become a passing quarterback and not just a mobile quarterback, they could be a really difficult team to beat.
The tape is out. Lamar Jackson, the tape is out on him. The tape is out on Baker Mayfield. And I think that's crucial to their development moving forward. And that's why I don't believe in Cleveland, Baker Mayfield, and their head coach. I think they're liabilities. I think Baker Mayfield is overrated. I think Lamar Jackson is overrated. I think the truth from a young quarterback standpoint is in Kansas City. Okay, the quarterback in Kansas City, he's the truth. Even though the tape is out, I don't think it's going to matter.
He's special. He's special.
He is special.
And that's a good group of guys, too. That group out there in Kansas City is real good. They're real good in the AFC. Right.
So I think, New England will be tough. I think with the loss of Gronk, who knows if he'll come back, but you can never count out Belichick, right? You can never count him out.
Well, Gronk is suggested moving towards Hollywood and that lifestyle. Based on a TV show that I saw him on not too long ago, he might want to reconsider going back to football because he has no acting skills whatsoever. So he might end up back in the Patriots fold.
Nah, Gronk is done. His body's done.
Hey, Kev, speaking of body, you just hit it on the head when you said body. I did want to get something in before we get close to wrapping up. So specifically speaking, because you conditioned, world-class conditioner, for your body and all that. Just a real quick blurb on your workout. If you were about to go into camp right now, what would your workout be? How much weight? What's the rep? Give me just a quick. What would you be doing day to day?
Well, basically, it'd be Monday chest, which would be all of the chest workout, which would be 4 sets of 15 reps. Sometime I may amp it to 5 sets of 15 reps.
What weight?
About 220. 220, 225. And then Tuesday, shoulders, same weight, same routine. Wednesday, legs. Thursday, arms, biceps, triceps. Friday, back.
Now give me some weights on the bicep tricep work. What kind of weight we talking
about?
Oh,
that varies because you can put up 225 or 45s on each side and just do that until you rep out 5 sets of 15 reps.
Mm-hmm. And the conditioning will be day to day, and then you throw in your cardio.
Well, the running, the cardio consist of 15 40s, 15 50s, 1500s.
I'm tired just listening.
So let's talk AFC West since we got that in. Okay, Joe Flacco, will he make it in Denver?
No,
he won't make it in Denver.
He'll make it this year, but that's it.
So he'll be run out of Denver the way he was run out of Baltimore.
He can't breathe in Denver. That's thin air up there, man. He can't breathe up there.
He won't have a resurgence. Is what you're saying?
Flacco, no. God.
What do you think, Phil?
I really don't have a comment and don't have enough information, and plus I don't care. But I do have a question for you, Kevin. Who's Jackson's backup?
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't care.
No,
y'all use that. I don't know.
To your question, he'll probably do well in Denver, and he's a champion.
But
he's a champion. You can't count him out.
I'm not sure if RG. Who's a champion?
The question was.
You brought it up.
No,
about Lamar Jackson's backup.
No, Flacco. He's a champion.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a world-class athlete. He's a champion. I mean, he's not going to fall on his face. So I would expect him to do
it. I think John Elway is trying to do a repeat of what he did with Peyton Manning, right? Took a Super Bowl winning quarterback and won the Super Bowl in Denver with him.
2 different scenarios.
I agree.
I agree. 2 different scenarios because Flacco took a beating in Baltimore, and then he goes out there to that thin air where you think that's going to help him. Come on, man, he's at his latter end. Well, I'm not downgrading him, but he's a good quarterback.
He made a move before that helped him. When he used to play for Pitt, he left Pitt and went to where? Delaware? Smart move, right?
as it turns out.
Yeah, it was a whole different situation. But
go ahead.
Patrick Mahomes, like I said earlier, for Kansas City, he's the truth. So, I mean, I think AFC West will be tough, and we can't forget about San Diego LA Chargers. I did that purposely. I still think they should be in San Diego. But my man Phillip Rivers, we need to see how that team will come back, because the Chargers, they really have a solid team. They have some issues right now trying to work out a contract with Melvin Gordon.
Still looking for a ring.
Yeah. So I think they need to shore that up, but you can't count them out. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the Oakland Raiders, or LA Raiders, with AB and
AB.
What do you think about that? AB and what's the quarterback's name?
Are you thinking the Raiders will be competitive?
No.
I mean,
but it's they're on this HBO special.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the show. What is it? Somebody help me out here. What's the name of the show? HBO, the football show. I'll think of it.
Do you really think?
Carr's the quarterback though.
Do you really think that what AB did here in Pittsburgh, he's not going to do it with the Raiders?
Hard Knocks. There you go. Yeah. Thanks a lot, our producer Kiki. Hard Knocks. I guess you know I don't watch that much.
I watch it.
You watch it? When does it start?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
She gave you what she had.
All right. I'll take it too. But go ahead, Kev.
No, I just said you think AB gonna do what he did in Pittsburgh when he runs his route and he don't get the ball thrown to him from guard?
Well, again, I mentioned this to Bill, Kev. If he runs his route flat, he'll be all right.
You're predicting trouble in paradise.
I think once they start to lose, it will be an issue. I think if they win, he'll be all right. But once they start to lose,
what did he sign? A 3-year deal?
I can't remember.
I think Antonio Brown signed a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
You know, now when you talk about the truth, I'll give you some truth. I hope Brown has a terrible career season.
That's what I said.
And I hope Bell has a terrible season. I don't wish them any bodily harm, but I hope their productivity is limited at best. And, I think they were both selfish in their wants and demands. And like I said, they're gone, but I don't wish them any good fortune.
We're running short on time, and we were going to talk about some baseball, but I'm going to stick with football here to conclude the show. What do you all think about what they're talking about now with the 16 to 18 game season, going from a 16 to an 18 game season?
Well, if they're going to eliminate the preseason games and to replace them with regular season games, I think I'm one of those people slowly but surely coming to the point that the preseason games are really just not worth the bodily injury. Certainly economically doesn't benefit the fans, and it's only a moneymaker for ownership. But but I do question this substitution process. That gets to be a little.
So you question? They're saying if we go to 18 games, you can only play in 16, so you have to manage your roster. Yeah. It's kind of like a fantasy league.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
That's how they're handling that. But go ahead, Kevin. What are your thoughts?
Well, basically, I don't like it.
Okay.
Because it should stay the same. Because now the game of football has changed. Mm-hmm. And to be truthful with you, these guys are all about money now, and the owners too.
Yeah.
So this four preseason games and 16 week. That's the way they should leave it, or eliminate the preseason. Only have 2 games to put your roster together, and then go along with the season.
Yeah. Here's my thoughts, and what you need to know, Kev. I'm a man of ideals. I come on the show all the time and give great ideas. So for the listeners,
and he truly believes that, Kev. Just so you
listen up. And I've been saying this for years. I do not believe the NFL should go to 18 games. I don't like the Thursday games either.
I don't either.
Okay, because if you're really trying to, if safety is number one, you don't accomplish improving safety with more games and playing on Thursdays on very little rest. But what I believe should happen, 4 games in the preseason, I think it's just too long. I'm a season ticket holder. I just received my season tickets yesterday, and I was elated, or 2 days ago, whenever it was. I'm willing, as a season ticket holder, to get rid of 2 preseason games. Now, I'll probably pay, I'll just say, every game there's different prices, but I'll just say the average ticket price is $80. And if you eliminate 2 games, you're eliminating 1 home game, $80, right? Spread that $80, it'll increase my ticket price. Okay, so take that $80 over 8 regular season games, that's $10 a game, right? I'll pay $10 more for a regular season game if I don't have to go to a preseason game. All right, so by you getting rid of a game, you're not losing money. You're actually making more money because now you don't have the operational cost of a game at Heinz Field.
And just like you all, I'm lost too. But don't feel bad about that because oftentimes, as he alluded to, he comes in with great ideals. And usually towards the middle of them, the room goes to sleep on him. Because I don't know what he's... Come on, Miriam. You don't know what he's saying the last... Miriam don't know what you said the last 30 seconds.
Don't let him influence you.
I'm just saying. Kiki, what did he say the last 30 seconds?
We have a minute. We have a minute.
Go ahead.
So, Kev, the only thing I'm saying is get rid of 1 preseason game, home and away, and take that $80 that you charge each fan and spread it over the 8 regular season games. So I'll pay $10 more for that regular season game, so I won't have to go to an extra preseason game. Does that make sense?
I kind of caught you in your mathematics, but
Say yeah, kid.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, that's all I needed to know.
My only
so I think
concern
that's the
is-
solution.
My only concern is, are you going to have me as a guest at 5 home games this year?
Oh, well,
Other than that, I don't care about your grand
the way
ideal.
you just threw shade at me.
No, that wasn't shade. That was just, you know.
All right, so we got to wrap this thing up. Great discussions, fellas.
And lady.
And lady, that's right. Soul Tape Champions Live coming to you every Saturday from 6 to 7 p.m.
Here we go, Steelers.
And
Here we go.
we'll get into the NFC.
Here we go, Steelers.
We'll get into the NFC next week as well.
I thank you guys for having us, and y'all be blessed, and may God bless y'all.
All right, Kev. Freight Train Parker in the house this week. Couldn't do any better than that if you had some chicken wings, hot sauce, and fries. Hey, we'll see everybody next week.
Chicken wings, hot sauce, and fries.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you need it.
That means Bill's hungry.
Yeah.
That part's true. I had some grits at 11:15 at Eden Park and ain't had nothing since, so I am hungry.
Oh, I thought you would sugar and smoke.
No. You know, to be honest with you, your grits today.
This was so interesting. Thank you all for letting me stay.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No problem.
No, I'm glad you jumped in.
Yeah.
No, everybody's welcome.
Now, what we do, you have the information.
Okay,
there,
so-
right?
Yeah, explain that to her, Karen.
Now, I don't do all that Facebook and Twitter and all that.
Okay.
So now, tell me, how would I be able to listen to you all
Mhm.
and then encourage others to listen?
Okay. Can you bring up Urban Media Today on your phone?
So, okay, let's see.
Good job, KP.
I be kind of ginger.
Oh,
Yeah.
He been tearing that knee up.
I know, I
You gotta
know.
see Dr. Levine tomorrow.
I've been
You
over
probably
here
have to
like
get
this.
surgery on that knee.
Thank you.
Okay, so wait a minute.
Oh, I have to get you that
Oh, let me
other
turn it back
song
on.
also.